This slideshow will be about one of the most influential graphic designers in the world, Paula Scher. She is known best for using image and typography in her works to push boundaries and develop identity and branding systems. She has inspired many and has revolutionized the way people create graphic designs with her many works. As she grew, Paula always had an interest in art, but crafting with her own hands proved to be difficult for her. However, she began to find a great interest when taking a graphic design class. Despite not taking a liking to the neatness of the work, she enjoyed the designers who would push the boundaries of art. One of her first jobs was a layout artist, which was then switched to a promotional artist. The two photos are some of her early works. The one on the right was created with Nick Fasciano. It's an album cover for 50 Years of Jazz Guitar in 1976. The one on the left was created with Richard Avedon. It's another album cover for Johnny and Edgar Winter, together also in 1976. She has designed hundreds of album covers such as performances of works by Leonard Bernstein, Polnick, and Stravinsky, which is on the right, Cheap Trick, which is on the bottom left, and Gary Grafman performing Bartok, Prokofiev, and Liszt, which is on the top left. One of Paula's big inspirations was a designer named Seymour Chwas. The way he blended his works inspired many students in her early life. They became a couple with a rocky relationship at the age of 22. After a marriage followed by a divorce, they remarried when she was 40. Another inspiration for her was Russian constructivism, by using its form and not copying the whole style. This is where she began using more bold forms of typography and color. These inspirations are what encouraged her to step out of the clean and neutral designs that many graphic designers have. By the 1980s, Paula had switched her job to become more independent. She had created a company with Terry Koppel, which was one of her former classmates, which became a success until the recession hit and they went their separate ways. She began her job at the Pentagram, which started her growth of fame. She had a much more popular client and created logos for places like the Public Theater. This is when she began to have a much stronger influence on the public with her works. Her promotional graphic system became known and was very successful to younger designers. She also had her work displayed in art museums around the world, such as New York MoMA. However, the journey was not easy. She was one of the only women working in the Pentagram along with men. This taught her how to stand her ground and experience individuality. Paula's father encouraged her to learn more about maps and use them. Despite them being inaccurate, she decided to create artwork with them in her own way. Even at an early age, she saw these maps as works of art and wanted to make something out of it. In the 1990s, she began creating her own maps using typography. She intended to create them the way she understood and saw them. A lot of her original works are as tall as 12 feet. These types of work for Paula can be related to the class project that is currently being worked on. The streets and lines on the map can be seen as similar to the veins and arteries in the body. They are like a map that you take from one body part to another, just like a highway. Paula never felt the need to hide anything about politics. She said she was not a traditional feminist such as Betty Friedan, but she spoke about how she felt it was ridiculous that people felt she could not make a good design solely because she was a woman. Her relationship with her parents was not the best, so she had to become independent when she moved to New York. Her ideas were different from her family's, which made her feel like an outcast. However, she pushed through and learned that she had to hold herself up because no one else would. Paula Scher has made many achievements throughout her career. She is said to have won hundreds of awards such as the Package Design Council, AIGA Medal, and honorary doctorates from multiple colleges. She had also made logos for famous brands such as Windows 8, Tiffany & Co., Shake Shack, and many more. She is a woman who has made a name for herself because of how different her work is. Her work shows the boldness and the way she expresses herself through art. She is able to capture the attention of a very diverse crowd with her different techniques and styles that appeal to multiple groups of people. Paula Scher holds a great influence among the graphic design industry. The way she pushes the boundaries and her expression in her work inspires many young designers around the world. She is a very important figure in the industry for people who want an artist to look up to.